my viewers. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the love, support, even the negative comments. It's all good, man. All right, we're about to do a quick full body. Hopefully, I can do it within, I don't know, 25 minutes. I was already doing a lot of tricks, a lot of freestyle. Um, yeah, let's just get it in. Let's do this. I'm gonna go light reps. I'm not gonna go too crazy because I already went crazy before I even went live. Put my gloves. I'm gonna work on the shoulders, shoulder, top, back. Let's get it in. I'm tired. Just worked 12 hours and now I'm about to do this. I'm gonna give it a few seconds, but I'll rest. I'm not gonna take a long rest because I gotta go home and do some homework. Being on that topic too, I would encourage you guys to, further your education. Um, I mean, it's all around just good for you. For myself, I went for biblical counseling. I'm still attending Calvary Chapel University for biblical counseling, uh, striving for a master's degree. I just got my bachelor's degree um, last Sunday. Praise to my God, my Lord, the King of Kings, Jesus Christ. He gave me strength to persevere through 4 years. I don't know how I did it. I mean, I know obviously, but it wasn't easy. So, all right, let's get it. Let's continue. I just did one set. I'll do three more of tens. Ooh, I love that feeling because it's not only that I feel it like on my traps, my shoulders, flexing and rotating my rotator cuff, but also like my chest, obviously, leaving my lats, my back, my core, everything, everything. I would say the only thing that is not working is my legs, but I'm sure since the body's all connected, I'm sure it's getting worked on. The one thing that I'm trying to stay away from is like when I jump and I land. Let's say I'm working out on concrete. I do my best not to jump on the concrete. Like if I'm doing a pull up and I jump off the bar and I land. I think it's better if like for these floors are, when I jump, it has that little bounce to it. I'm not sure what these floors are called. Obviously, it's a floor, but I'm just saying, it's good for the knees. But yeah, like if I'm at a park where there's just straight up concrete, no grass, yeah, I do my best not to jump off. I'll kind of just climb down. All right, this is my third set. Uh, doing four sets, 10 reps, wide. See, when I land, it doesn't like I don't feel like my knees, they're being affected, or it's that the land is detrimental to my knees. Almost set. We just got put on to this park in Frisco, Texas. And this park is actually pretty legit. Um, I don't understand how I didn't even know this park even existed. I think somebody mentioned it to me a while back and said, "Oh, it's a little park over there," and I kind of just threw it under the rug. But I thank God that I asked, about the park and where it's at. This is definitely going to be the park that I'm going to be visiting and working out a little bit more. Hopefully, I could get the guys or even the calisthenic team. We got a little calisthenic department um, in Texas, a little group. I mean, it's not it's just us just having a group chat, and we're just kind of just sending each other videos and encouraging each other. But hopefully one day it gets big enough that we can actually make it into an event or have events. But for the most part, it's cool to to see that God uses anything. He'll use calisthenics. He'll use us coming together and just challenging each other, working out with each other. I think that's what it's all about. You know, is unifying. And admonishing one another, pushing each other towards greatness. I don't know how many. I think that was my third set. So I got one more set. I'm gonna switch up my grip for the next set. Instead of going like how you see is wide, I'm working my way like I always do. I work my way from top to bottom. Top meaning the top of your body. I mean, not your head. I mean, Mike Tyson did his neck. That whole rolling exercise that he used to do, which I think was pretty cool. I mean, it's entertaining to look at. It looks like he's doing something, or maybe not. I don't know. But in regards to this, I start off with you know my shoulders down, basically my traps down. I go from boom, 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 boom. Core I do throughout the workout, and legs like squats or whatever. I do it within the workout as well. Now I'm gonna go and get closer with the grip. Oof, I love that. I love that feeling, man. Ah, and I'm alone. Imagine if I was with people and we're just kind of feeding off each other, energy wise. Like I'm literally here alone. I mean, God is with me, but I'm saying like physically, like tangibly, I am here alone. Obviously, the viewers, but please, if you are thinking of starting calisthenics, please do it. Don't just say one day or tomorrow, or don't be that guy. I used to be. Oh yeah, yeah, I used to be. It's funny. People would come up to me and say, "Yo, I seen you," or whatever the case, and I'm like, "Yeah, what?" And I'm like, "You could do it too." I try to encourage them that they can do it too. And a lot of the times, especially when it comes to the older people, they would say, "Man, I used to do that." Not saying that I don't believe them. I 100% believe. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Um, However, I don't want to be that guy saying I used to. Now there's complications. You know, people get disabled throughout the years for whatever reason. They get hurt. They got illnesses, or you know, they're just not allowed because the doctor told them not to. due to a condition, you know. But for those who are able, I would highly recommend for you to to get up and get going. You know, when you wake up, thank God for another day. Get on your knee, stretch. Get on your knees. After getting on your knees, praying to God, you stretch, right? Hear some praise and worship, or like that's what I do. I hear some praise and worship, or listen to the audio Bible in my headphones, or while I'm brushing my teeth. You know, I'm watching something that's edifying, so that I can start the day. You know, ready. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this camera blows away, it is what it is. You know, because it's pretty windy. So hopefully, it doesn't blow away. Honestly. All right, so I got three more sets. So camera, please stay right there. I got two more sets. Mm. These little kids came, so I'm gonna just put my shirt on real quick out of respect for them. At least my tank top, you know. End of the day, you don't know who is who, what is what. And I know the viewers, you know, we got all different ages and stuff, but you know, I don't ever want to be that person to stumble the next person. You know. But this phone definitely looks like it's gonna fly away. Hopefully it doesn't. I got a whole family coming. I got two more sets. I'm not alone now. Good, see? Don't forget the company. I'm just being silly. No, I'm in oh, hello. How's everybody? Mosa, what's up? Eddie. Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican and El Salvadorian. So my mother's Puerto Rican and my father he's El Salvadorian. Appreciate you, man. The granted, appreciate you. Um, California, nah. I actually moved from New York. I'm originally from Jersey, but I just moved from New York to Texas. So, yeah, I'm reading it now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to doing content, I guess you would say. I got two more sets. You guys got to hold me accountable. Let's get it. One more set. Um, so for those who are just now stepping in, I went wide grip. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I believe I had two bars in between the ones that I was grabbing. They were wide. Then I went moved close. So that's where I'm at. I got one more set on that. I stay hydrated. Another thing too, when you working out, stay hydrated. You know, there's one thing that I heard a while back a few times is if you're drinking like water, to make sure sprinkle a little like Himalayan salt so it could absorb in your body. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a fact. I gotta look it up. But it kind of makes sense, you know. If you want the water to absorb some. But yeah, stay hydrated, especially here in Texas. This is my first summer here. I'm not looking forward to it, but I do thank God that I'm in Texas. You know, it's much more space. The people, I mean, people say, "Oh, the people are nicer," which I would say, in comparison to New York, I would say that's true. However, people are people. People are people, and we got our nature. So whether Texas, New York, or you're in another country, people are people. So you know, just give people the benefit of the doubt, love on them, love our neighbor, like the word says, and hope for the best. Right? I got one more set. I got one more set. Okay. Oh, that feels good. Now, for those who don't know my story, I'm not going to tell it all, but I was in active addiction for many, many, many years. So this is something that I truly appreciate that God presented this to me because it is a love that I have. I think about the park. I tell people about coming out to the park. I encourage people to come to the park and work out. And I think the reason why I try to encourage people to do so is because it helped me out. It honestly helped me out a lot. To this day, I still go through my struggles. I still go through my things just like everybody in the world. And I think my getaway is, obviously I go to the gym, but I love these parks. You just fresh air. You're hearing the nature, hear the cicadas, the birds. You hear the people, the joggers. You watch the joggers. People are just in their own zone. Kids playing. You know, it's beautiful. There's nothing better. All right, so I did my last set. So now, um, I'm gonna go close and I'm gonna put the grip like this. So forgive me if I don't know the terms, like terminology in regards to the exercise. I am not a professional. I just one day woke up and say I want to do that, and I just started watching other people, and, and here I am. So I really don't know the titles and the names. Forgive me on that. I'm a visual learner, so when I see people do something, I say, "Oh, what does that mean? Works right here, works right there." Well, I'm going to do that. So I start doing it myself. You know, so this is what I'm gonna do. All right. So if the camera blows away, then yeah, then timber. All right. All right. Hopefully. All right. Let's get it. So obviously, I just threw a little core mix. So we'll do that. So that was my first set out of four. 10 reps. That took a little bit from me. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Maybe one day, I'm praying that one day, I get a little bit more of an audience that I can actually, you really share the word because that's really what I'm trying to do, man. The gospel is what I live for, and one thing that I love to do is come out, exercise. But my main thing is Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what my life is all about right now. Just trying to exemplify His characteristics and follow into His footsteps. He said, "You'll never be like Him. Like he has deity. He is God. And forgive me for those who don't believe that. But this is obviously my platform, I guess. So the reality is, it's his platform. So I want to be mindful and never try to hide my faith. You know, my faith is foundation to me. You know, so that's where I'm at. So I encourage you, if you don't have a relationship with the Lord, to do that. Seek Him. If you don't believe, that's fine. You know, get alone one day. Just get alone. My alone place is my car. When I'm in my car and I just have my alone time with Him. And I talk to Him and He's there. So I would always share that. Share my faith. My faith is key. Foundation. It's the real reason why I'm even in this park. It's the real reason why I go and work full time and do all these other things and you know do my best to be a good father. It's because of my faith. But prior, it wasn't like that. I was a deadbeat. I was a low life. I knew nothing of truth and goodness. That was crazy. It was not good. And sometimes I still find myself like, man, you got to change. You got to change those things. Maybe you should have never reacted that way, or maybe you could have delivered that message a little lighter. You got to consider people and their feelings. I used to be the type to be like, oh, well, I don't care. If I say something and they choose to feel a certain way, then that's their personal issue. And the reality is, as a Christian, as a follower of Christ, like, we have to do better. We have to be mindful, and be considerate to the people around us. You know what I mean? So even right here, I was over here with my shirt off, and but then once these kids started coming, I was like, you know what? Let me put my shirt on. And it's just those little things. Like, do I get convicted all the time? I don't. But that's when I got to self-evaluate. That's when I'm like, why didn't I get convicted? Mm, So I once learned that if there's conviction within your heart, then it shows that you have a relationship. If there's no conviction, then you got to question your relationship. It's literally like a relationship, like a man, like spouses, two spouses. If one cheats on the other, and the one that cheated doesn't feel like they're not affected by their own sin against their wife or husband, then that's when you got to self-evaluate. Like, wow, like I'm, it shows that there's no love, because love is action, right? So I got two more sets. Let me stop yapping my mouth. Let's do this. Thank God the sun left because it was hot. And I worked from 7 to 6:30 today. I came right to the park. I was like, I got a lot of homework tonight, so even with this, even though I love to be here, but I can't be here too long because I got responsibilities. So I was talking about considering people around, considering the surroundings, the people around you, but also being responsible. Like, this is one of my loves. My first love is God, but this is one of my loves. But even this can get in the way. Even this can be an idol to somebody's life. It could definitely be an idol of mine, and that's when I got to self-evaluate. Like, look, I'm giving way too much time to this, or I'm giving way too much time to this and that, and But it's good that the spirit kind of tells you in your heart, like, look, not right now, or not today, or you did a little bit too much. Let's do this now. You just got to be obedient. The scripture says obedience is better than sacrifice. So, sacrifice to me is like the action, deed. Um, but obedience is something that sometimes we don't want to do. Our flesh, right here, our sinful nature, don't want to do certain things like obey. We just want to naturally rebel. I'm not gonna get into the scripture of how rebellion is like witchcraft, but I would say I thank God that I started to submit, to Him, to His Word. My life has gotten so much more easier. It's crazy. I can't even explain it. You know. All right. Are you ready? I got two. Yeah, two more. Two more. Two more. Two more. If the foam blows, once again, like I said, timber. Let's get it. Yeah. I get a pump like no other one. And then these fucks. After this, I'm gonna post this video. But regardless, Johanzbd50 is also not only my TikTok but my Instagram. So for my Instagram, I do my best, like, well, to use the platform obviously to glorify God. And I just come up with ideas. Like yesterday, I posted something in regards to just trusting our children, and, and because I'm a visual learner, I also use uh, I say me doing sit-ups while my daughter's holding my feet, making sure she doesn't drop me. I'm saying, please, please don't drop me. Just giving an example that I kept saying, please don't, and she's like, no, I told you already, I'm not gonna drop you. And at times it's like, how like when we were kids and we'd be like, Mom, I'm telling you, or Dad, I'm telling you, and they would not like, and they would not take heed towards what we would try to tell them, and I've learned that even though yeah, kids are kids and there's certain limitations that they might have. The reality is, they might see things that we don't see. We're up here and they're down there, let's say physically down lower, but they can see an angle that we might not see. And I think that's where I was going with my content yesterday. My daughter was holding my feet and I was like, can please don't drop me. And she's like, I told you already, I'm not gonna drop you. And she's like telling me, I'm like, I pinky promised 3 times. And I'm like, okay, okay. And even while I was doing the sit-ups and she was holding my feet, and she was proving to me that she wasn't gonna drop me. I still, you could see within the video that I was still kind of like nervous, and not trusting her. But there's a lot of things that my kids has taught me throughout the years, and the reality is, there's no manual uh, in being a father. If anything, I believe our children teach us how to be fathers and mothers. So all we got to do is not be so prideful and actually learn from our kids. We're supposed to listen to them, hear them out. There's gonna be a lot of things that is probably off the wall. I'm not sure. I mean, I remember when I would speak, and it's like that show. Kids say the darndest things. Um, but those, they have a voice. They got a voice. We do. Oh, I got one more set. Right. It was the last of that. Um, let's see what else. Um, we'll do. I'm about to leave soon, so we're gonna do some muscle ups or whatever. Let me gather this. Let me gather my belongings. We could do muscle ups here. We gotta. Yeah, because there's family there. I don't want to interrupt them. In their eyes, they probably see me just talking to myself or something. Mhm. All right. So I did wide. I did grip, grip, grip. Then I started. I was working on my core. I want to do push-ups, so let's do push-ups. We'll do 10 sets. We'll do 10 sets of 10 sets of five. Right? 10 sets of five. So and we'll have a few seconds of rest. 10 sets of fives. All right. Let's see how it goes. 10 sets of five. Regular. That's one. All right. Two. Three. Four. That's five. On the burn. Six. Seven. That's eight. Nine. And lastly, that's 10. I know it sounds like not a whole lot of push-ups, but that's what I do throughout the day. Like if I'm working, I'm busy, I just find like places where I can. These are my gloves that I bring to work. I have them in my pocket. And when I go on a stairway or where even in the elevator, if I'm alone, I'll just do a quick five. So throughout the day, I mean, I could probably hit in my on a shift. I would say I could hit like 300, 350 push-ups. Like if I do in increments, five, 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 five. You know, 'cause that's all. Honestly, that's what I feel like. The real reason why I even have like definition is because of uh, I don't do I don't go too heavy. I do light weight and many reps. But can I lift heavy? Yes. Have I lift heavy? Yes. You know. All right. So I did chest. I did core. I did shoulders. I want to work on right here. So these people just left. I wanted to kind of give them respect, but I do want to take my shirt off because it's hot. Now I'm alone once again at the park. Cool. Now I'm gonna work on my lats. So let's look for a bar right here. I was actually doing these bars right here. You know what? I'll continue with these push-ups just for tricks, and then I'll continue with my lats. All right. But put my gloves on. I'm starting to get calluses. Once again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Johanzbd50. 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 That's my TikTok and my Instagram. If you want to follow, I'm gonna do some tricks. Ah, that got me good. That's actually working on your lats too. Just give me a few seconds. Just catching my breath. And for those who try to use like asthma as an excuse, I got asthma. I had asthma, really severe asthma growing up, like really bad. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't have asthma because I mean I haven't had a flare up in a long time. But I believe what helped me out was that I stopped smoking. I was smoking. I was doing drugs, but I got sober and I stopped smoking cigarettes. I thank God I used to smoke hundreds of Newports, regulars. You know, it isn't a good thing. It's not good for you, man. Not good. Not good at all. I'm gonna hit that one more time. I felt it. You seen how I was bang 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 and then I stretched and I just kept doing that. Oof, look at that flesh. Woo! I'm feeling that right there. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I wish I could have put. I wish I could have music blasting, but I can see how YouTube take like doesn't post your video because copyrights and all that, which is fine. I'm hearing the cicadas and all the animals, the kids in the back. That's my music right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna continue until I can, cause that right there got me. All right, let's do it. Ah, ah. Jesus is the way. Every time I wanted to give up, he always came through. He always came through. I'm telling you, he always came through. Every time I wanted to throw the white flag, he would just give me enough strength. When I threw that white flag, to bend down and pick that white flag right back up, even if it hurts. He's gonna give us the strength if we ask for it. We can't provide. We can't produce that strength on our own. I'm telling you. I tried it. I might be strong in certain things, but he's the way, man. He's the way maker. And I owe my life to him. I owe everything to him. You know, for those who follow me on Instagram, I just recently posted, me having a new car, and like I kid you not, after losing my license, 5 years not driving, and then giving up on the license because of all the fines and all the money that I had to pay. I decided to buy a scooter, and I had a scooter. I was door dashing, Grubhub. It was freezing cold back in New York, and I was like, "Dang, like I really don't want to be doing this." Like, but I honestly feel like God allowed me to have enough money to buy that scooter, and then within that year, to prove myself not only to Him but to me and to everyone, that I'm faithful with the little that He allows me to have, and that little in this case was the scooter, and I took care of that scooter like no other. I'm telling you, I took care of it, man. Make sure, when it was raining, when it was snowing, I covered it. I went out there. I was very intentional. It was like my little baby, And you had naysayers, you had other people kind of look at this guy, with a scooter. But I was grateful. Did I wish to have something like a car? Absolutely. But I feel like maybe it wasn't my time. Maybe it wasn't my time. Maybe I wasn't ready. And a year passed, and I guess God decided to bless me um, using one of the pastors in Teen Challenge and Pastor Paul Burke. And he asked me if if I was ever interested in receiving a vehicle. There was a friend of the ministry that was trying to bless the ministry, and then he wanted to bless me because he knew my situation, and he wanted me to go and see my kids when they were back home. And I just kind of looked at him, and I was like, man, in my heart, I'm kind of laughing. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna get my license. I'm telling you, like, it's over. Like that white flag that I was telling you about, like that was that. And God had other plans. I'm telling you. He came up. We money came up, paid all my fines, went through certain obstacles in order for me to get my license back, and then here I am with a 1988 Bonneville, and it did me justice. I was so grateful, man. I remember the first time that it hit me, I started crying, man. I was driving, heading from New York to Jersey, and I just remember just weeping. I couldn't believe that I was driving after 5 years. And living in New York, like you don't really, I mean, you don't really need a car. So I was staying busy with just public transportation. You don't really notice that you need a car until you come to places like Texas. Then you realize, oh, snap, I need a car. But yeah, I had that car. So from the scooter to the 1988 Bonneville, right now it has 80,000 miles on it. I'm selling it actually, in the process of selling it. And then and God just blessed me a few days ago with the 2023 Malibu LT. Man, I'm grateful for like 28,000 miles on it. So from license suspended to a scooter for a whole year, proving myself, doing my due diligence and being responsible with the little that he gave me, to then a Bonneville, and a car I wanted, but it might not have been the car that I wanted. But he was like, I'll give you a car, but I'm gonna give you something, but it just might not be what you want, but it's what you need. And going back to the whole Israelites, it was about the manna, you know, and them complaining, wanting to go back to slavery because they ate better back in Egypt, back in bondage. And God provided them manna. We later found out that Jesus is the manna. He is the bread of life. He provided himself. We seek freedom, we seek liberation, we seek peace, and he gave himself up. You know, and yet we don't see the blessing that's right in front of us. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I'm guilty of it to this day sometimes. But yeah, going back to the vehicle, man. You you show yourself that you're reliable with the little, even like working and cleaning toilets, man. You better clean that toilet like no other. If that's your job and that's where God has you, then you gotta do what you gotta do, like, and be the best at it, and He will reward you. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop yapping once again. Let's get to this. Well, I think I gotta close this up, but I hope you got something out of not only the workout, my little routine that I did today after working almost a 12-hour shift, not giving up, and I still got to go home and do homework, but still came out here and worked out, and then, shared a quick word. You know, regardless of how tired I am, He's the way, right? Strong, strong. We're champions. Look, for those who question my tattoo all the time, we're champions. Fight. We keep fighting. We finish the race. We keep running. we keep going, regardless of how hard it gets, regardless if you want to cry, and if you cry, you still keep moving forward. You know, and also learn how to be still. Be still. You know, be still sometimes. That's one thing that I'm guilty of not doing too. You know, in Jesus' name, be blessed, and I pray that all the audience, everybody that has been watching and supporting, um, you know, walks away from watching this video knowing that Jesus is Lord. That's it. And He loves you. He has a purpose. He has a plan for you and for your life. And He wants not only you to be saved, but your family to be saved as well. And that's it. All right. Salute. God bless you.